Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Stack.
My name is Grounded.
And welcome back to a brand new video. This one here is going to be just a little bit different.
I'm sure y'all have heard of the term icebergs. Well, that is what we're going to be doing today. We are going down the iceberg of degenerate streamers.
And no, we're not going to be ranking them from the best to worst or anything like that. This here is just going to highlight each of their stories with the rise and falls of their career. We are going to start at the surface level and we're going to go on from there. Starting off, if you have not been living under a rock, I'm sure you've heard of Nina Lynn. You see, Nina gained popularity in 2021. She has a few famous clips that were posted on Side Talk NYC.
Can I hop in the car with y'all? You wanna come in the car? Yeah, come in the car. Yo, peace out, yo. Yo, where we going? Alright, get me the fuck out.
She was a host on there. Maybe she blew up because she is an Asian American, and with that she also has a strong New York City, or a lot of people say sounds like a black woman's accent, and with that put together, it placed her in the spotlight.
I will say it seemed like she was pretty chill, but up until 2024, 2025, she really started wilding. First of all, I'm not gonna go too deep into the situation, but there was a young man who was on stream. He was a cameraman. Long story short, that young man was SA'd by Nina Lynn and the streamer Zoe Spencer. Multiple times you could see him just very uncomfortable with the situation. And the friends around them, the other streamers, were also saying, oh, he's not consenting, chill out. Of course, they did not chill out and they held him down, put him on the bed. She was even joking, saying, turn off the cameras. And a lot of people did not take very kindly to this, and rightfully so. And see, a lot of people don't take SA seriously if it is a man. So that's just one story, but I'm gonna let you take the rest of it, Stack.
Also, unfortunately, because it is a sensitive situation, I'm not going to be able to show that entire clip on here, but I'm sure if you look it up, you'll be able to find it. Now, her most recent situation, and that happened last week, Nina goes to Target and she shoplifts, and then she's on stream while she's doing the entire thing. Then she goes about her stealing afterwards, and of course that made people look at her like, yo, don't you make like 10K a month? You have enough money to buy whatever you want from Target, so this is just crazy. Now, another thing she did, she went to a nail salon with her crew. Everybody's with her, and of course with her being on stream, she's gonna be a little eccentric. She took her eccentricity, and if that's even a word, too far. What I mean by that is that she was raising her voice, cussing, and of course the people who were on the inside of the salon was not feeling that, and this is the clip right here.
And the language that you're using in front of a 13-year-old, I don't appreciate
Hey, this is a public space. I'm gonna let you know that right now, man.
man.
This is a public space, you know, so.
Well, and we wait our turn like grown-ups.
No, you know, sometimes you can also ask, hey, would you like to please use normal language in front of my daughter? That would have been great too.
I think in a public space, we kind of have an understanding.
I mean, I'm not gonna do
We start. Do not be recording.
it's just me. It's just me. That's me. We got no one else on that. We can't do that either.
So as you can see, she was just being a public nuisance, and of course she was trying to say, oh, it's public property. No, it's not, it's a business. But on this list, I'm definitely not gonna say she's the most degenerate.
Oh yeah, we got a lot more crazy ones to go over.
Finishing off with Nina Lynn, I didn't mention that first time for the SA, she got banned for like 3 days, and then she just got a permanent ban for the shoplifting. But with how things have been going, we have no clue how long her ban is going to be.
Next, we're gonna talk about Jack Dorky.
Wait, I think it's Doherty.
Nah, I said it right. So Jack got famous around 2019 through 2020 doing pranks, basically as the kid who does anything for views. And when I say that, I'm talking about pretty much being a public nuisance once again. His breakout clip was him rushing a mall security guard and running off.
And that right there was this kid's bread and butter. He would go around annoying people, talking bad to them, and then as soon as they turn around to be like, hey, what's going on, he has the security guards guarding him. This guy has been accused of doing all sorts of things like faking pranks, constant trespassing complaints, multiple videos where he endangers himself or others for content. More on that when it comes to endangering others. This man was in a car crash in a McLaren with other people present in the vehicle. Of course, this all took place while he's streaming. Now, you would think that Jack would be like, oh, let me go check on the other people in the car. Let me make sure everyone is safe, everyone involved. No. This would not be an Iceberg video if it went like that. I'm gonna just show you a quick clip of how everything went down.
All right, guys, I just totaled my McLaren. It is completely cooked right now. I don't know what to do. Look, all the parts are right here. I got my Tesla picking me up. This is the worst day of my life. Damn.
That man was so worried about his views, he was not worried about nothing else.
I think this guy is definitely up there with the most punchable faces on the internet.
I agree. I'd give him a hoof to the mouth. He wouldn't even know what hit him.
Hey, hold on. We're not threatening people.
Oh, all right.
Anyway, this dude is just a complete insufferable human being, and you could just tell by how he moves. He was also recently arrested for just being a nuisance in the middle of the street trying to get content.
I'm going.
I got him. Hey, yo, you don't want to go neither. Back up. I'm just saying I got him. Back up. Don't worry about it. Back up. Yo, back up. Yo. Where you want to go? You want to back up somebody? Chill.
Go to the sidewalk now. Go to the sidewalk now. You want to go with him?
Funny.
Go to the sidewalk now.
You want to be funny? We try to get on the street. Go on the street. I know who the f you.
Not only did he get a charge for being a nuisance in the middle of the street, but he also picked himself up a drug charge too because he had drugs with him.
And then the internet cheered. Thank the universe for having drugs in his car.
We're still on the surface. We got two more, and then we're gonna go a little bit deeper. Next, of course, we have to talk about Neon. Neon blew up around 2022 through Class of Nat and being around the orbit of AMP. Then Aiden Ross started putting him on too. One of the biggest moments of his upcoming career was his raid clips with collaborations with bigger creators like Kai and Your Rage. It just pushed him into mainstream visibility. Now Neon himself, with all the controversies he's been involved in, he can really take over the surface of this iceberg just by himself. We also have another creator, but we're gonna go straight into Neon real quick. So Neon up until maybe 2024, 2023 would always say a bunch of racist jokes. Not only that, but he had drama involving fake personas and stage beef and multiple clips of him taking jokes too far.
Y'all, no joke, I swear this guy also faked his own death for views.
Honestly, I think it's impossible to get any lower than that. Like, faking your own death is insane. Surprising to absolutely nobody with the state of the world right now, he was able to continue and grind out his career. Of course, that came with a few apologies, but you know, of course, people accept him with open arms, and me, I'm still reluctant on it.
And to be honest, this same guy, his videos are low-key buns. My favorite stream of Neon has to be whenever he brought Jello on his stream, the Hooper, and he boosted his song. I wouldn't watch any of his clips.
Now on to the next creator. This creator is one of the biggest creators on this list by far, and he's also one of the ones that I think could take over the surface level of this iceberg perfectly. His name is Logan Paul. Since I don't want this to be an hour video, I'm just going to briefly explain each of his scandals and how he grew to become the creator that he is today. Logan first started off as a kid who just wanted to be in front of a camera. He even auditioned to be a part of Disney Channel. But where he really blew up was from the early days of the social media platform Vine. The 7-second clips that he would put on Vine would have people fall in love with his personality. Now Vine shut down, and of course Logan was like, okay, well, I still need to make money, So he ends up packing up shop and moving to YouTube. On there, he would stream, he would post multiple videos. However, I won't say that Logan was just a straight up streamer for real. I mean, he did do streams. However, his main bread and butter was making content on YouTube.
Now, let me tell you when tragedy struck. In 2017, the Japan incident, one of the biggest scandals in YouTube history, took place. Long story short, there was a dead body hanging in the middle of the forest, and Logan Paul was there to film it. And I don't know if he thought it was a joke or something like that, but he ends up putting that body on YouTube. And of course, YouTube banned him for a while when this happened, and it was a huge scandal.
I really don't know what enforces people to think that it's okay to film a dead body. But of course, Logan did not see a problem with that. Anything for them YouTube clicks, baby. After that, there was the Crypto Zoo scandal. This happened when crypto and NFTs were a huge deal. What Logan did was he advertised CryptoZoo as being his brand and wanting to sell NFTs to his fans. What happened was CryptoZoo ended up falling and it didn't get updated frequently, lots of false promises. Accusations of him scamming fans through crypto projects became a huge conversation in his space of the internet. Huge content creator CoffeeZilla even made a whole video detailing the drama of what's going on with CryptoZoo, and I highly recommend that you check it out if you want some more information on that. Just know you cannot trust every single creator.
After all of that, Logan ended up reinventing himself through boxing with the WWE and Prime, but his name still carries major controversy.
Now on to the middle section of the iceberg. Who are we going to start out with? Rolling the dice, and we're gonna go with Myron Gaines.
Again!
So Myron Gaines, if you haven't heard of him, is the host of the Fresh and Fit podcast. Their podcast blew up in 2021, especially on TikTok, and this happened with the Red Pill talk show where they debated women on dating dynamics. The biggest moment for them was the clip where Myron said, "I don't date black women," and it went extremely viral and triggered massive backlash, but it also boosted their fame too.
And meanwhile, this same sentiment is being said to different models and influencers that Myron is paying to be on his show to be debated. And the funniest part about this is that it's mostly women with OnlyFans, and that's one of the biggest things that Myron tells his supporters that they shouldn't support, right? But the conversation around these women going on this show, they end up getting a lot more supporters on their OnlyFans after they get off the show. So the viewers are pretty much watching these men berate these women and then going to subscribe to their OnlyFans. Make that make sense.
Right now, Myron still streams, but I'm honestly not sure how he's getting a lot of money because he's currently demonetized on YouTube.
And we honestly don't care like that either.
There is so much to go over when it comes to him that I'm just gonna highlight a few of the occasions that went into where he is today. One of the funniest situations to me when it comes to Myron, there are these places called Spaces on Twitter or X, pretty much where you can make groups where multiple people talk about different things that is going on in their communities. You see, there was this specific X space that was extremely racist, and Myron Gaines ended up finding his way into that space. And the same rhetoric that the people in that space were giving, Myron was also giving that same sentiment. But what was hilarious is what came next. They pretty much
Hold on. Let me say it.
Okay.
A man in that space was pretty much like, hey, you know, a lot of non-white people are supporting some of these causes. However, if we do get what we want, are you going to leave this country? Of course, in bootlicking fashion, he's like, oh no, I live here. Then because he said that, the man in that space called him a saying N-word with a hard R.
America is a nation, not just from an economic standpoint, but we also have an identity too, a cultural identity. And I'll tell you guys this too. As someone who's a first generation American, my family's from Sudan, etc., I should not be saying this stuff, but I'm going to be honest. A lot of these guys that come from the third world, to include my old homeland, come here and scam. And the reality is, if we want America to say America, we got to keep it majority white. We got to keep it the way it was founded. You're sitting behind a man on account, can't even stand behind what the you're saying. You got the nerve to talk to me when I got my real name out there, my real face out there. I'm live every day talking about actually contributing to the fight, and you got the gall to sit there and call me a sandwich, you piece of shit. I hope you wake up and have the replay.
So Myron, being an immigrant himself, feels like because he was born here that he shouldn't have to leave the country. However, that is obviously not what racists want. They want this country to only have one race. So it's just funny when Myron goes into these spaces and gets reminded of exactly who he is.
Okay.
This man was also on stream wearing a KKK hood. He also said black people are going to spend their tax refund checks on Jordans and drugs. And the funniest L that he's taken all year, there was a woman who he dated this year who he gave a strict regimen on how to be in a relationship with him.
My fucking girlfriend is smart, man. Don DeMarco Frangiosa.
Oh, he does have a girlfriend.
Yes, I do. And the thing is that we don't argue. I do what the fuck I want to do. She's loyal to me. It's monogamous on her end, open on my end. You know where she's at right now? She's hanging out with my parents.
And when it all crumbled down, she ended up leaving him for a rollerblader. And there's nothing wrong with rollerblading at all.
Whoa. Rock on, freaky bro. Yeah. Whoa.
But yeah, all in all, this dude sucks. The next creator I want to talk about is Nico. Sneeko became popular around 2019 through 2020 for commentary content, motivational edits, and social critiques. And I will say I was a fan of Sneeko at one point in time. Sneeko's videos back then used to be very thought-provoking and really beautifully filmed. The moment that boosted him into the mainstream was his Andrew Tate collaboration and pivot into Red Pill content. And this is when it all went downhill.
So once he switched to that Red Pill content, it just seemed like there was no turning back for him. Like, he beefed with Moist Critical, and that was just a whole weird debacle in itself. And it even had me looking at Moist a little strange at one point. But if you want some details on that, I'm sure you can find it online. He was also accused of being hypocritical about relationships. He held debates like Fresh and Fit and was also a guest on Fresh and Fit where he yelled at female guests. His radical takes alienated former fans like Stack. And the last situation for Sneeko was where he was talking about another streamer and he was pretty much saying some derogatory things about her, saying that she needs to have sex in order to stop being so uptight. And of course, this led to him being banned from YouTube for hate speech and harassment.
The ban occurred about 2 years ago, and they just recently lifted that ban off of him. Only time will tell where Sneeko ends up going now with his content, but his actions from before have definitely put him into that degenerate streamers list. Next, we're gonna go into Bobby Althoff. Now, Bobby isn't really a streamer in the sense of the word, like she doesn't go out streaming every single day. She has before, but she mainly blew up because of her podcast. Going into it, Bobby blew up around 2023 with her dry and awkward interview style. A lot of people said that she copied Funny Marco, but I digress.
Her spotlight moment was when she had her very first interview on her YouTube channel with Drake. The clips from that changed everything. Millions of views, immediate clout, and celebrity status.
So you're probably like, what's the drama? Like, it's just a white girl making a podcast. Like, what can really be the issue with that? Well, let me tell you, sir, there are a few issues with that actually. Number one, and I would say is the biggest issue with Bobby, was that people started doing the research on her. They found that Bobby actually created mommy child content on TikTok. This was before she blew up, like back in like the 2019-2018 era. Now come on, what's the problem with that, right? The people keep digging. The people found out that Bobby actually left her husband, the father of her child, in order to pursue this career in social media. So whenever she first popped off, people were immediately like, okay, that's kind of weird. Why would you do that? And that right there laid down the dominoes for her career to fall off.
She would continue doing different interviews and content for views. But of course, the people were once again like, well, where did this girl come from? What's going on? Who even is she? And that was when the industry plant allegations began. The people began asking, why is this random white girl sitting down with one of the biggest rap icons of this generation? If you have any opposition to that, please respond in the comments. Anyways, after that, people started accusing her of using black culture for clout.
And I would say that's a part of the most damning thing to her career, because clearly it looks like she's just culture vulturing because, you know, she's not black and she just randomly popped on the scene with Drake. It's not a good look. And people also don't like the fact that she claims she never wanted fame while clearly chasing it. So she isn't fully fallen, she's not demonetized or anything, but her hype fizzled so fast and now she's seen like a brand and not a creator.
The next creator in the middle of the iceberg we're going to go over is FouseyTube. FouseyTube, hate him or love him, he is a YouTube legend. Fousey became huge around 2015 through 2017 as a prankster and motivational vlogger.
I'm going to say one thing about FouseyTube, I'm pretty sure he has had the most rises and falls of anybody. Like, bro is just volatile. He's like EDP, man. He's always going to come back. There are constants in this world, and Fousey is one of them. The spotlight moment for Fousey is the Hate Dies, Love Arrives event disaster that went down as YouTube's most infamous meltdowns. I gotta play y'all just a little bit, just a little bit.
What I'm saying isn't hate. I'm just telling you as a man at 28 years old what I feel. You made me want to last year. I wanted to because of all the attention you gave me. I rewatched videos going viral after the attention you're giving me now of you saying Fousey is the biggest piece of egotistical on this earth. I have bipolar and depression. That what you put into my head made me want to.
So as you can see, bro is just a little bit off his rocker. Like, I don't know what's going on with bro.
I have bipolar and depression.
You see, after this event, multiple mental breakdowns went live on his channel, including in 2023 during live streams. During his come up, he was accused of faking pranks, beef with countless creators, multiple bans for reckless or unstable behavior.
But like I said though, during all of his controversies, he's always coming back. Recently, he just won a bodybuilding competition. I'm like, bro cannot fight for anything at all, but hey, he can at least build a decent physique, so congrats to him on that.
The only intimidating looking dude in this world that still needs to buy a gun.
Now we get to the bottom of the iceberg. Without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start with talking about Johnny Somali. The reason I put him at the bottom of the iceberg is because I don't think a lot of people know about him because he's not that big of a streamer. Sure, as we continue, it is going to be some people who are popular on the bottom of the iceberg, but I also think the main reason why he is at the bottom of the iceberg is because of the things he's done.
Johnny Somali became known around 2023 for in real life trolling on Twitch. His biggest spotlight moment was his viral clips from Japan, where he taunted locals with racist comments, and instantly he became notorious for it.
He first did these actions in Japan, and he was arrested in 2023 for trespassing and conspiracy. He luckily only spent 3 months in jail before being deported and banned from the country. Did he learn his lesson? No, I don't think he did. He then hopped on a plane to Israel, and he traveled there back in early 2024. He was arrested multiple times for the same thing, including allegedly harassing a female police officer. So you're probably wondering what's going on. Like, why is this man not arrested? Why is he not getting any repercussions for being rude to people in public?
Well, my friend, we got something for you. So you see, of course, he ended up being kicked out of that country as well. And did he learn his lesson? No, he did not. Johnny then booked a flight to go to South Korea, and he was going there to do the same things. He started doing what he usually does, going around just being a public nuisance, and then Johnny poked the bee's nest.
You see, when Johnny was in Korea, he ended up kissing a statue there. This statue specifically is called the Statue of Peace. The meaning behind the statue is about Japan's colonial rule over Korea during 1910 to 1945, specifically about the wartime sexual slavery during that time. The meaning of that statue was put there to comfort women. So Johnny decides to start dancing in front of it, kissing it, and, just acting out. This was, of course, met with some friction. The people out in South Korea did not like it at all. So what did they do? I like this part of the story so much because what they did was take matters into their own hands. Streamers from South Korea started trying to track where he was and would turn off their stream whenever they would get close to him. And once they found him, they started beating the brakes off of him. There was multiple times that he was out in South Korea getting jumped by multiple people. Bro was like a community trash can for people to spit on whenever they get next to it. Some people ended up getting arrested for beating him up. With that going on, it ended up gaining national attention.
The people within the South Korean government were like, well, we can't just let this stand. We got to do something about it. All of the other countries like Israel and Japan did not do near about enough to stop this man. But South Korea did end up putting their foot down.
When things started to get a little hot, then Johnny was like, okay, let me go ahead and leave the country. As he was, they were like, wait, you can't leave. You got warrants for your arrest. They arrest him on the spot, get him in the system, and as we're still awaiting the actual trial to go on, Johnny is stuck in South Korea. He is not allowed to stream, meaning that he's not able to make any income while he's still stuck in South Korea.
Okay, I'll say right now, I want to apologize to the Korean people. I was not aware of the significance of the statue. So when I saw this statue, I came upon it on my stream. At first, I really didn't even know what it was. Intention in coming to Korea.
You know what this is like?
Tell me.
This is like somebody seeing a house, the doors open, they go inside, they just in the living room. And then when the homeowner comes down, they say, what are you doing? They're like, oh, sorry, I didn't know this was your home. I didn't know this was a home. I didn't know this was significant to you.
I didn't know that carpet was, grandma's carpet. So
I didn't know that shitting in somebody's living room was a bad idea.
I'm
Because
not
where I'm
from that house.
you know, in America,
We don't do that, but I didn't think that I couldn't do it here.
Sorry. Also, I shit on your front lawn. Sorry.
My bad.
And on top of all that, he's facing 10 years in jail for his actions.
With everything being stated, I think it's fair to say Johnny deserves to be at the bottom of this iceberg. His face is forever on the Mount Rushmore of degenerate streamers because of his actions. The next streamer's name is Vitaly. With us putting Johnny at the bottom of the iceberg, I'm sure you guys aren't very surprised that I'm putting Vitaly there too. Vitaly grew to fame back in 2012 to 2014 with pranks and viral stunts. His biggest moment that blew him up was the Miami zombie prank and his wild public stunts. He was a lot like FouseyTube back in the day, making those pranks and them just going super viral.
The success of Vitaly quickly became his Achilles heel. With his YouTube numbers going up every single day, he was involved in multiple arrests, accused of sexual assault, drug-related incidents, became unpredictable and violent, and fell out with former collaborators. As his reputation was already sinking and his channel was dying after repeated scandals, Vitaly has one more trick up his sleeve.
Vitaly, a lot like Johnny, went to a different country and started becoming a nuisance. He flew to the Philippines in 2025 or sometime before that, but that part doesn't really matter. Once again, Vitaly was also being a nuisance. I'll play you a few clips right here.
No. Turn it on. No. Turn it on. No. Turn it on. No. This is GTA. No. That came out.
With his actions, he was eventually apprehended in April of 2025 after the government had to step in as well and was like, okay, like this is becoming an issue and we can't have this here. And the main sentiment from the government officials, because this ended up becoming a huge deal in the Philippines, the main sentiment was, how would you feel if you were chilling in your country doing what you do every single day? A streamer comes in and he's not from your country, but he's going in there recording folks and then making fun of their nationality to their face.
I don't think the people from Asia, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, North America, South America, and Europe are going to be okay with that.
So as of right now, Vitaly hasn't been sentenced yet. They're not even sure how much they're going to sentence him for. But what we do know is that while they're trying to figure out how much time they're going to give him, he's going to have to sit in the Philippines jail system while they figure that out, no matter how long that takes. And the condition of these jails and prisons in the Philippines are not the greatest.
I think he's just going to have to hold that L for real. I mean, what is he going to do? Break out? I mean, he already lost all of his weight from the steroids. He's like The Rock. It's all just falling off of him.
That brings us to our very last streamer that we would like to put at the bottom of the iceberg. We're going to be talking about Ice Poseidon.
Yes, that's that ice on ice, baby.
Now, if you're a person who's been a part of the streaming culture for a very long time, back to when it first began, there's no way that you have not heard of Ice Poseidon. Ice Poseidon, and I don't even think it was intentional on his part, he greatly influenced the streaming culture into what it is today.
It's like 2016 Steph Curry affecting the 3-point field goal percentage for the rest of the league. Okay, maybe we're not gonna hype him up on Steph standards, but this guy was very influential.
The rise for Ice began around 2015 to 2017. He would do chaotic in real life streams. Streaming in real life back then was not popular. So when I say influential, I mean it. Anyway.
That did not stop him from being controversial. His spotlight moment was when his Twitch ban occurred, which ironically boosted his fame after someone swatted his plane. He is known for several swatting incidents, encouraging toxic fans, accused of stealing crypto donations, allegations of manipulation and exploiting fans, multiple real-world crimes happening on stream. The most accurate description I have for this guy, he's like the Kanye of streaming.
When I say that this guy is mostly known for being swatted, I'm not joking. I'm gonna show you guys the clip of him being banned in 2017, pretty much showing what launched his career.
I don't know where I am. I'm just on 53A. That's my gate. And I'm not sure telling you guys that is a good idea, but what can you possibly do, right?
Phoenix police
searching an American Airlines plane at Sky Harbor.
I mean, we seen somebody say Hawk Tua and it blew them up, so it's really not that surprising for real. ICE also had a association to a community called CX and their toxic culture. That led to accusations of racism, homophobia, and encouraging harassment.
That big clump of what the CX community has to offer is what eventually led to Ice Poseidon being banned.
Ice is still around and he's still streaming, but he's just not on Twitch. He's on YouTube now. Now, me and Grounded don't really watch his content like that, so unless he ends up becoming a big part of our radar, then it just is what it is.
But that is all that we have today. We appreciate each and every one of you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment and let me know what you think of the creators in the video and who should be on top or the bottom of the iceberg. Let us know if we got it wrong.
And once again, we're going to be uploading a video every Sunday, every afternoon, so it's no specific time, but just know Sunday we're going to drop a new video for you guys. My name is Stack.
My name is Grounded.
Let's build.